on to South Africa. It was so sad when I heard that Winnie Mandela passed away last week at the age of 81. Honestly, this woman was a hero. Many South Africans would even tell you that Winnie was the face of the anti-apartheid movement all through the time that Nelson Mandela was in prison, the whole 27 years. There's a documentary about her on Netflix, by the way, titled Winnie. Please try to watch that documentary. You will see a lot of videos. You will see what was happening during the apartheid. This woman was arrested several times. They dragged her in front of her children. They jailed her. They put her in solitary confinement several times.
I can no longer even remember how many times I've been arrested and how many times I've been actually jailed. There have been too many.
They even tortured her, and they had spies literally following her everywhere. They were listening to all her phone conversations.
She was not allowed to receive visitors, be quoted, or socialize. 2 men tried to strangle her in her bed, but her screams attracted neighbors and the men fled.
They even relocated her to another community that she had never been to. Neither did she speak their language, just to make sure that she was isolated.
The past, of course, 7 years have been spent here in exile. And of course, worst of all was being without my children.
But you know, this woman was fearless, very soft-spoken, but fearless, keeping the local and international media abreast of everything that was happening, making it impossible for Nelson Mandela to be forgotten in prison, which was what they were trying to do. This woman literally gave her life for the fight for South Africa's freedom. But you know, if she could do all of that in the 60s, in the 70s, in the 80s, when there was no social media, when the internet wasn't the way it is now, we African women of today can do more. We have to fight for what is right, not for ourselves alone, but for the sake of our children. Now, that woman was very beautiful and ageless. I mean, look at this picture taken on her 88th birthday. She was still looking fabulous. We'll surely miss you. Thank you so much for inspiring us. You guys know I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real.